Oh, you know what's cool about when you live, they had that thing with that congressman on the news tonight paid several $100,000 to women for sex. Just like same thing happened with what's the dude's name? Donald Trump with the Stormy Daniels girl, right? It's like when you forgive debt and trespass and love one another, eternal faithful peace, you don't have to worry about none of this shit. Yeah. Money's not real. I need money for sex. She's a crazy bimbo. She is. We know. See, crazy bimbos have been like this for thousands of years, maybe 10,000 years since we became civilized. Okay. Well, you could just go to all you need to do is take your Nefertiti ass to Egypt and look at the writing on the wall, right? And then have Morgan Freeman. Are we inherently good or inherently evil? Solomon, David, Jesus, and me inherently good. People like you have to ask the question, you're inherently evil. Hi, welcome to Blaise Pascal's living room. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You be watching TV and how can he get a fair try? Just forgive debt and trespass and love one with our own faithful peace. It's not going to bring back Brian Thompson, but Brian Thompson had a job that killed people if they weren't economically viable. Okay, so Mangione figured it out because he's a genius from an Ivy League school and he shot the guy. Okay, me? What is that going to do? It's still not going to give us the Lord's Prayer, right? So if I shot a CEO because he won't live the Lord's Prayer, will that give us the Lord's Prayer? And they say he's a genius. He's a genius. He's going to plead insanity. His lawyer's insane. The lady talking on the news is insane. The people walking and sitting there in New York going into that courtroom are insane. I'm out of order. You out of order. We're all out of order, right? And then I was sitting there having conversations in my head with my nephews in the rec hall when I was shooting hoops. And I'm like, guys, my public resume, okay, is more impressive than private classified resumes, okay, of political mercenaries and assassins. Okay, my public resume in Las Cruces just over the last since I came back home, okay, taking on the corruption of the deputies, people that work with the things at Fiesta Foods, that supply little girls to the slave drug cartels, stuff that gives hundreds of thousands of dollars for that congressman to pay the women for sex. You're like, and I stood up to it all without anybody saying, hey, he's right. We should all be like him and King David, right? My public resume is so damned impressive that unless you're so stupid and believe the Simpsons are real and are prophecy like they have on YouTube, the Simpsons predicted this. Yeah, okay. Prophecy is they tell stories about your life before you're born, and then you do things that are so faithful, it's so impressive that other people, okay, can only benefit from the beauty of the faith of your life. Okay. Does Aaron Katarski understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Bill Clinton in the hospital. Well, it happens. People go to the hospital, they get sick and stuff like that. And then there's like people, because I said to one of my nephews, Uncle Drew ain't got nothing on me. And then people watch me and say, oh, Uncle Drew's better than him. You do know that's a professional athlete that gets paid millions of dollars to stay in top physical condition to play basketball in his 30s, dressed up of a guy who's 58. Okay. I'm really 58. I have melanoma in my shins. I had to fight through rectal cancer doing the roof on this house, and then have to get everything to get the colon cancer out and survive heart disease caused by the chemical poisoning. I would like to see LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kevin Garnett, and Grant Hill and. What's the other kid's name? Uncle Drew and Shaquille O'Neal and Uncle Drew. What's the kid's name again? Kyrie Irving. Take their asses out to the barn at 58 going through the same. They'd be laying there, they sitting in a wheelchair going, they fucked me. I was the best and they fucked me. Yes. Uncle Drew ain't got nothing on me. Earl still got his stutter step. He can dribble. I may look like shit. Okay. But I can still do things that I could do when I was a kid. After being tortured by perverts like you on the 6 o'clock news, 5:30 news, yeah, with David Muir and the cute brown girl. I don't know what her name is. I had the sound down. She's cute, though. Of course she is. Almost all the people that talk on these shows, ooh, they wouldn't lie to us. They're too sexy to lie to us. Where's Walter? Whatever happened to Randolph Scott and Walter Cronkite? Randolph Scott. Whatever happened to Randolph Scott? I love the Statler brothers. Yeah. My favorite, that's hard to pick a favorite, but I think my favorite is the class of 57, and I didn't hear that till I was in my 50s. But the class of 57 had its dreams. Before that, that Flowers on the Wall. And what was the other one that they did? God, they're good, though. I like Statler Brothers, man. They're one of my, I also like them. They're backup vocals to Johnny Cash's Daddy sang bass, Mama sang tenor, and me and baby brother were joined right in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Does Lee Goldberg know who I am? He's the chief meteorologist. Meteorologist, all you do is you get technical equipment and you watch what the weather's doing and you understand how the weather works, okay? And then you explain what's going to happen. So, get stuff from the store and you're going to get the school off, or you may not have to go into work, right? That's all a meteorologist does, okay? They don't tell you why the weather is happening and why this is happening, because why is this happening? Because we're doing this. And I can sit and watch it and explain to my dad, this is why, and this is what's happening, okay? Like the tsunami. On the tsunami, they had on the news, they said there was a bunch of fish that came up in the LA harbor. I said, well, then there was seismic activity that was going, and the fish so the seismic activity, okay, sent the fish that direction, okay, which means the tsunami is going that direction, okay. And I knew that would happen. I didn't know that the tsunamis traveled that fast. I'm not a scientist. But I knew when I heard it on the news that day, and I told my dad, and he doesn't remember. I was like, I sat there and specifically told you, you're watching the news. I came out and said, that means there was probably seismic activity that sent the fish that way and the waves going the other direction. Okay. And I was like, that's fucked up, man. Yep. That was 20 years ago? They were talking about that with the 20 years ago. Did they have the tsunami? Oh, no, okay, I was talking about the one that hit Japan. Okay. The one that hit the other one, that happened at a different time. That was 20 years ago. I was watching the thing about the model who uses money to do charity work. It's like, girl, you cute, but you can't read, can you? You guys are like Don Henley, man. Johnny can throw up, but Johnny can't read. You can read, but you can't comprehend. Guys, it's like the Bible and the Quran, okay? Do you understand? Okay. When you have, it obviously doesn't translate properly. Obviously, the people doing because my family was old there, they got the translation. They don't get the translations. Why? Well, because it says in there that God's omniscient, omnipotent. Okay. And then the people that properly translate it and were guided by the hand of God use the word God as a first person and a possessive pronoun. And the whole reason we still have the religion of Jesus Christ is because it eliminates human beings turning God into a possessive pronoun or a first person. Caesar, Pharaoh, Nebuchadnezzar. Do you understand? That's why we still don't have the worship of Nebuchadnezzar, Caesar, and Pharaoh. That's why Donald Trump can't be declared a god by Congress. That's why Vladimir Putin can't be declared a god by the Kremlin. Do you understand? You gremlins. Don't feed them after dark, right? So you got these people, and they talk, and they have and it reminds you, every time you watch the news, it reminds you of the samba with one note. Lots of people talking, and they say nothing, and they mean nothing. They're crazy, right? They've been this way for thousands of years. We all kind of buy into it to some degree or another. I've always just been a little bit more perfect than everybody my whole life till they took me to Sierra Vista in 2006. Then that little bit became a chasm. There was a gap there. It was a pretty big gap when I was a kid and growing up, and because I always did the right thing. The one big thing is my basketball career, okay? I said certain prayers out loud so the people that were monitoring my surveillance in my house, I said to Jesus, I just want a scholarship. I'll take a scholarship anywhere, Jesus. Okay. And then church communities involved in military espionage set it up to where the only basketball scholarship I was offered was by religious communities. Okay. And I turned it down because of the academics. Okay. I told them, I cannot go to your school because I'm a history major. Okay. And at your school, okay, I will not be able to answer the questions the way the instructor wants me to answer them. I will disagree with him. I will know the earth isn't 6,000 years old. No, that's not true. It doesn't even say that in Genesis. Okay. And I'm not going to argue with them. Okay. But I wanted to go to a secular school where the curriculum was more within my comprehension of what was, not radically cult-driven mythology to manipulate people, right? So that's why I turned it down. Otherwise, I would have played for Paul Westphal. I would have gone to Grand Canyon and won national championships. Then I would have gone to the Phoenix Suns and won NBA championships. And then after 4 years, I would have taken my cute little brown Mexican wife off the Flagstaff and done a little work there at NAU for about 4 years, quit doing it there too, and then spent all my time loving my wife and loving my kids and stuff like that. But Jesus had plans for me. Okay. The Lord, not God. The Lord has plans for your life. Okay. He plans on you living the Lord's Prayer, enjoying the Lord's Prayer, and sharing the Lord's Prayer from cradle to grave until the end of time on planet Earth and possibly beyond. Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk have their way. First, Lord's Prayer. First, forgive debt and trespass, then love one another. Okay? If you don't forgive debt and trespass, you can't properly love one another. Remember Jesus with the two served masters? Okay. Tu entiendes? Muy bueno. Okay, guys. Drone show disaster. Boy, you guys are dummies. Dummies. Stuff like that happens. Oh, poor little cutie pies. They got hurted. You stupid assholes. Okay, I love you very much.